your job suck just a little bit less.
Cushy.
Zolak and Bertrand, 98.5, the Sports Hub.
There's still this, okay, he's back with the team, but when you look at what he said, like, this counseling seems like it's going to be an ongoing thing. What else is he going to miss? How do you take this major life issue and make it fit with a job that consumes your life? I think that's fair to say, because for the coaches who seemingly sign over, especially from the start of training camp until the end of the season, whenever the season may end, they sign over their life to the job.
Totally.
And everyone around them in their family, now the kids are born into it. It's not like they have a choice, but the spouse knows or should know from the get-go, this is the life that we're going to lead. This is how it's going to be. Once he goes into coaching, now they were already married when he went into coaching, but once he goes into coaching, this is how it's going to be. We understand this. I'm going to be working all the time. My job is the centerpiece of our existence. So how do you make that fit with cleaning up the aftermath of this horrible embarrassment that has pulled both of their lives into the public eye to the point where she can't walk through an airport without being photographed? We've never seen this before.
No.
Mike Florio, Pro Football Talk, talking about Mike Vrabel having to deal with everything that he's currently dealing with and how that could impact his ability to do the job to the best of his ability. I would just say you hope that it's whatever the resolution is in his life, if that's working it out, staying together, if it's not staying together, whatever it is, you just hope that there is a path decided on and there is a path forward that allows it to be, taken care of in some way, right? Whether that's whatever they need to do to work it out or not work it out or whatever it is.
Of the two.
You just hope there's if there's a fork in the road here, you hope that it's a left or a right at some point soon so that there's direction and he can, move forward with his life, however that is, whatever that is. I'm not concerned with that. That's his personal life. But you hope that whatever the issues are in his personal life, he knows what's going on there and then can still focus on football. Because Mike Florio is right. Being a head coach in the NFL from, let's say, July onward, and I know that there's spring stuff, there's OTAs, there's mini camp, but from July when training camp begins until at least January, it is an all-consuming job.
Sure is.
Right?
All-consuming, but I think of the two, meaning the home life or the job of coaching the football team, I think football would come easier to him.
Sure.
He's done it. That's his, we've talked about that with players. That's your getaway to get there. That's your getaway from problems in life. Because you're so committed to the gig, and it's you got to have that different mindset that he knows how to do that. Problem is, can I go grab milk if I need to down the store?
Probably not.
She think that's what you fight, man.
Get Instacart,
because I think of stuff like that.
Uber Eats.
Hey, here's my phone. You want my phone? Take my phone. That privacy part of it is gone for him for now. That's the way it would be for me, I would assume. Because I try and put myself in his shoes. That's a tough thing to repair because you don't know what she's really thinking. She could tell you things are fine. We're going to try and work this out. But, all right, I know I'm saying I'm here where I really am. Does she believe me? And that's that's stuff he's going to have to fight and get through. That will weigh on him more, I think, than the football part of it. I don't worry about the football part. I don't. Because I trust the people I talk to. He's the same dude. He knows how he attacks it. That's not going to change. But the problem is when other stuff starts affecting it, maybe by week 12, you're catching a rash and a bleep because our schedule's going to be a bitch next year. Travel's a bitch. Does that, now all of a sudden, do you go through times where it wears on you and it's going to affect football and your prep? So he's got to learn how to juggle both. And that's the toughest part of this gig moving forward for Mike. Not knowing anything. That's just trying to be him. What would it, I'd worry. I'd sit there and I would dwell. I told you. If there was something bugging me at home, I would come in here and I'd sit here and do the show, but dwell on it. Maybe put you in a different type of mood. Maybe I'm off one day, a little more pissy.
Yeah, I mean, he might be an incredible football coach, but he's still human.
He's a human being,
right?
Yeah.
So I think it's a question that is probably going to continue to be asked if things don't go well. But if the team's winning, I think that's the best way to put an end to all of it.
I think he knows that.
I think he knows that too. And I think the team potentially getting better this offseason is helpful.
Yep, I think they got to execute the J.J. Brown thing.
So you mentioned that A.J. Brown thing. This is where you're making more waves, though.
Oh, jeez.
For your event the other night.
Yep.
Savage Boston on Twitter. The Savage Boston account is
How's he
savage.
want now?
It is savage. It's great. Hearing at the Patriots private event,
Yep.
a kid got up and asked Scott Zolak, quote, when can we expect A.J. Brown on the Patriots?
Didn't ask me that. I added my comment, but go ahead.
Okay, who did he ask? Was he posing the question to Mike Vrabel?
No, it might have been Elliot. Mike did not field questions.
So Elliot Wolf was at the event as
Yep.
well. Did he go first?
We did a Q&A. No, Mike, he went second. Mike was first.
Oh, respect.
If you have a playbill, to what
Showing
T-Bone's
respect
talking
to
about, that
his-
playbill thing,
to his subordinate.
Mike's name would be at the top, yeah.
All right, I get it.
So,
All right,
I love the slow drip of info from Zoe.
Right? Zoe never just gives it to you. He tells you later on. It's a
private event.
Bits and pieces.
Private event.
Private event, yeah.
There you
private
go.
event?
Hey, check out Portnoy's Twitter.
Well, it popped on mine on Facebook. So
Yeah.
I'm not on Twitter.
Yeah.
All right, so the question was, when can we expect A.J. Brown on the Patriots? And Savage Boston tweets, Zolak told him to make sure he takes the day off of school
June 2nd.
on June 2nd with the eyeball emojis.
I was breaking his balls.
You said this in front of Elliot Wolf.
Yeah.
How did Elliot Wolf react?
I didn't look.
Oh, but he didn't say anything. He didn't correct you at all.
No, Elliot can't talk about
Did he laugh? Did he at least get a laugh?
Sure he
I
did.
mean, did he
Sure he
chuckle?
did. He's a little
Is
kid.
he
It's a
capable
nine-year-old
of
kid.
laughing?
Thumbs up.
Does Elliot laugh? Does he laugh?
Yes.
All right.
9-year-old little kid.
Ah.
Yeah. We took questions from 3 kids. They were ones raising their hands first, yeah.
That's great. You want to call? You want to call Joe Murray?
You know what? Oh, I said
7
that.
p.m.
Why doesn't Savage report that? After that, everybody started laughing here. I go, guys, you want to call our nighttime host, Joe Murray, 617-777-0985.
There you go.
That's the line. And by
Used
the
to
way,
be Jones, now it's Murray.
Full credit to Felger for coming up with that bit
Oh,
a
that
million
was
years ago
fantastic.
when he used to tell kids to call DA.
He would hang up.
You want to call DA? One of the funniest things ever been said around here, and we've kept the tradition alive. All right, so June 2nd, A.J. Brown. If you were there and you saw what his reaction was, I'd be curious. I know it was a private event.
Yeah,
I know it
Oh, it
was
was
a
2
private
days ago,
event.
too. So this was like when Schefter had the report, right, of the frame. He thinks the framework's been done on it. Like when Adam starts getting that info.
It's crazy to me that they make Mike Reese have to demand the standing ovations, and they don't make Schefter come in and do that. They don't force him into.
He's already
Was
said
he
it.
in the crowd standing?
In
I don't know.
servitude.
They didn't make Reese do it. Stop.
It's in the back.
It's not like, here's the plan of that. Make sure you get it. No.
He started it. He was in the back left corner.
You're standing on a chair,
You know
so
what?
people could see that he was calling it.
This is Reese's problem for going to see live music. Because he is on his feet
I
24/7, pumping up the band, screaming at him. That's how he is a concert.
I think I know how Zoe's interaction with Wolf sounded.
okay.
You know, I'm always frustrated when we're not able to help improve the team.
It takes 2.
It takes 2.
It's like the one with me and your mom.
Tell me about that one.
I'm sorry.
Keep going.
Oh, that's good. Insult his mother some more. Yeah, go ahead.
She watches every day. I'm sure she loves hearing that.
Hello, Mrs. Morgan.
Your son's a great kid. Raised a good
Not a kid.
Well, he is. He's younger than me. They call him a kid. I compliment Milliken. Milliken, you turned a corner here. I totally agree. You got to clean yourself up again today. That's 3 days in a row.
I'm in my prime.
Doesn't he look like fresh today?
What a low bar. Turning a corner by showering every day.
I
Just
look
some
the
days he
exact
comes
same.
in and just like, I don't care. I don't care about anything today.
How about
Never.
Poor Milliken he got a haircut like 3 weeks ago, and then like last week, everyone came in and they were like,
You've been a different guy since you fell asleep down in the cafeteria for 5 hours.
When you hit rock bottom, you can only go up.
There you go.
Bingo. Hey, credit to you, man. Nice
Means
job.
a lot, Zoe.
Nice job.
Speaking of the A.J. Brown situation, Breer is insisting still that Howie Roseman will not lose the deal. That he will not at all accept a deal.
He's been on that.
That he could somehow be perceived as losing. That he is a guy who must win the deal. It's very Red Sox-esque, isn't
So
it?
does he want the number 2 for next year, or does he want the number 1 from 2 years from now? Which is better for Howie.
It takes 2. It takes 2, and Howie's going to want to win the deal. We'll get into that
Rob Bay said that.
And you just have to wonder, like, if that's the case. If that's a good one. If that's the case, is there a chance it blows up and doesn't happen? Zoe says no go. Take the day off from school, kids. June 2nd, shut it down. More on it next.
I totally agree. You got to build it here, right?
So,
Why do you think people listen to us?
Beetle,
He's got a big...
Zolak, and Bertrand, the Sports Hub.
Two things I think there. Number one, I don't think Howie Roseman's going to do a deal where he doesn't come out looking like the winner, right? So that's number one. Number two, I know Howie has been creative in getting there. You know, I think about the Carson Wentz deal. I'll raise my hand and say I thought there was no way he was going to get a first-round pick for him, right? But they were able to put conditions on the trade. And so, like, that became a 2, conditionally could become a 1. It did become a 1. So it wouldn't be surprising to me if there were conditions on the deal. The other thing there, and the other creative thing they can do is push some of the picks into the future, which I know some of the previous trade talks on this were involving not a 2027 first-round pick, but a 2028 first-round pick. And Howie's shown a willingness to do that, too. Howie's never been afraid to get, like, hey, if I want to get real value, I'm not afraid to take that value a year later, which I think is one of the advantages that somebody like Howie has because he has job security. There are a lot of guys who aren't as willing to do that because it's like, well, like, it might be somebody else making that pick by the time we get there.
Interesting point by Breer that Roseman likes to win the deal because every GM likes to win the deal, but the other part is he will be the guy making that pick. He's not going anywhere in Philadelphia. He's not pawning that pick off to the next GM.
Right.
It's his pick. Whatever he gets back, he is going to be using, not some other guy.
So the question is, does he push him from a 1 2 years from now to make it a 1 next year instead of a 2? If he wants to win the deal, so to speak. Because what's more important to him? A 2 next year, which is going to be a good draft, but then you're picking, if the Patriots are decent, you're picking...
No,
50.
I think he would tell you, no, give me your first round in the following year, which is what we had kind of heard in some of those reports this week.
Yeah, so it's going to be probably a 1 in 2 years.
Chad Graff this morning has the 2 most likely packages being a 2028 first-round pick or a 2027 second-round pick plus a player like Kayshon Boutte.
And it's probably good timing for him.
What would you take? Just those two things. What do you think is better? Would you rather have a first-round pick in 28?
Yeah.
Or would you rather have a second-rounder in 27 plus Boutte?
I'd take the first rounder in year 2.
So would I.
Because you look at their scheme and the way they've sort of approached this, to them, I think they maxed out to what the point you made the other day on A.J. Brown as a Philadelphia Eagle. Just to separate everything. Like, I still think A.J. Brown's got a lot of football left. And I'm not saying he's done maxing out like his potential. Like, I think it's ran its course in Philly. I think you got to look at it from an organization standpoint. Howie knows that. They've addressed the receiver position. They traded for Green Bay's number 2. And then they went and drafted Lemon from USC, my favorite receiver in the draft.
Yeah. So why do they want Kayshon Boutte?
They still have Devontae Smith.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, no, you take the number 1 in 2 years.
They don't care about Kayshon Boutte. They shouldn't care about Kayshon Boutte for, would you trade Kayshon Boutte for a pick swap? If you were just look at it as a pick swap going from a first to a second in any given draft. Hey, would you let us move up? You move back to the second round, you take our second round pick, and the price we'll give you is Kayshon Boutte? No
you
shot. Wouldn't take that.
No shot they're doing that.
Think about what it costs to move up from the second round into the first round.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a good contested catch guy. Doesn't have great speed to break away, but like that is not worth, in my mind, taking a second round pick for. So no, I think you're right. Take the 2028 first round pick to move on from a guy that, as you just said, Zoe, it's run its course, and get a first round pick would be a huge win for them. And it sounds like the Patriots are willing to go there and give up a first-round pick for.
Yeah, I think you're there.
Which I think a lot of people would say, don't do that. He's aging. You're only going to get a couple of years out of him.
So?
That's what I say.
Yeah.
What'd you get to kill
these
Harry?
couple
What'd
of
you get
years
on your
are
second-round picks? Like you look at Taekwondo Thornton, like you've messed up some top picks. Like you don't know if you're going to hit on that. There's no guarantees. That's like the whole Gonzalez thing. Get the deal done. Get the deal done. Like, I don't want 2 first-round picks. Trade that guy. Sign him to his 5th year. Trade him to some team, but you're getting 2 first-round picks. You could blow both picks. You got the player. You got the proven player. A.J. Brown's a proven player. So what if he's done in 2 years after this? You maximize it. Probably makes you a contender instantaneously, and you'll find the next Stephon Diggs in 2 years with a better nucleus of players. Because I do trust this front office to build it the right way. Seems like they're heading in the right direction.
Mark is in Taunton. Hey, Mark.
Hey, gentlemen. Good afternoon. How are you?
What's up?
Hey, listen. When the Rams when they drafted Ty Simpson at number 13, like everybody else, I thought that was pretty weird. And then I started thinking about how there's dissension between Philadelphia and Jalen Hurts, and how the Rams wanted A.J. Brown. I'm wondering if the two of them didn't get together and say, hey, look, draft Ty Simpson at number 13. On June 1st, we'll trade you Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown for Ty Simpson and a future first-round pick. I'll hang up and let you guys talk.
How are you going to take on the A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts contract with Matt Stafford making what he makes, what you're going to have to pay Puka? With Devontae Adams there, they tried to move Devontae Adams too. He was part of some of the.
Hey, listen, it's a fun proposal. I just don't think it's realistic.
I don't either.
It's fun. That's fun.
Those trades, but hey, the golf Stafford trade happened.
True.
This would be, I think, much more extreme. You're going to send your 2 most miserable players that looks like they don't get along out to L.A. Who's your quarterback? Philly can't get rid of Hurts right now as a contender. They are still a top 3 contender in the NFC. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't think either team is interested in that dramatic of a change.
That's a shockwave. It's a drastic change.
But it's a fun scenario. That would be insane. That would rank up there as some of the craziest NFL trades you've seen.
Yeah.
And there have been many. Rob's in Connecticut. Hey, Rob.
Hey.
What's up?
What are you guys obsession with A.J. Brown? This dude is not freaking Jerry Rice or Randy Moss.
I would agree. He's not. So?
Yes. So
Jamar Chase is not available.
How will he be that much better than Stephon Diggs, who was so awesome in the locker room for the Patriots? I'd like to hear it. What is the change going to be for the Patriots on the field?
He's a better player.
He's a bigger player. He's a more dynamic player. He's a breakaway player.
And if the bar is that they have to be Randy Moss or Jerry Rice, well, then there's no receiver really ever you should get excited about.
Rob, you know my thoughts on Diggs. I love Diggs.
Come on.
This is why they have to get the A.J. Brown deal done. Because you're not good enough without Diggs. You're not ready to move on. Excuse me. From Diggs. Unless you get A.J. Your room is not complete.
That bar is too high. That's all I can say about that. No, he's not. He's not Randy Moss. Nope. He's not Jerry Rice. But he is pretty good. And he produces. And he had 7 touchdowns last year.
Big game receiver.
78 catches and 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
So.
Didn't he catch the early one that was ruled out of bounds against the Chiefs in the Super Bowl? When he kicked the Chiefs' ass. Wasn't there a long play down the right sideline that they nullified right away? I can't remember.
I don't remember.
I think it was to him.
You doing all right over there? You got the allergy problem today?
Yeah.
You don't sound great. You can pull it together.
All right. Get a cup of tea.
Oh.
Get some Bigelow tea. So he drinks that. You see, he's in Amsterdam, that little freak.
Oh, yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
Putting out all kinds of pictures.
Doing there, a little red light district?
I'm breaking his balls about the red light district. He gets
I think it's more...
I mean,
I don't know what the family's into. So
anytime anyone goes to Amsterdam, it's the first thing anybody says.
Yeah. It's the quiet kind that are kinkiest. Yeah. He's taking pictures of museums and stuff. I'm like, give me the windows.
Have you ever been to Amsterdam?
No.
Have you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Does it live up to this reputation of just being party central? That's all it is.
Yeah, I mean, the red light district is literally just windows with girls banging on them, trying to get you to come in.
Okay, what about not that? Just going out to, is there a bar scene, nightclub scene? What is it there?
Absolutely.
Great bars, a lot of bikes. I guess there's an abundance of bikes. Bob said they're everywhere, all over the city. It's crazy. He said everybody's in shape there.
I was going to say, they say the quality of life there is very high.
They eat terrible food, and they are all in shape. It's like the French. Like they drink wine and they eat what they want.
But when they drink wine, they have a glass or two. They don't have a bottle.
Yeah,
they're not Irish. Like Americans.
It's not Ireland.
Like gluttons.
Hello, me friend. Hello, me friend.
What?
The Keebler elf.
What?
Irish elf. They're Irish, right? The Keebler elf. Pirates living in a tree.
Irish elves.
I brought crackers back from the trip because we had an extra box. And
I'm Florida?
Not leaving a box of crackers there.
No, we can't do that.
I'm leaving the crackers on the plane.
What kind of crackers were they?
The Keebler crackers.
Oh, Keebler crackers.
They make a good cracker.
Like the rectangular cracker?
Yes,
Okay.
that's a good cracker.
Let's go on, me Keebler elf. Anybody want a cracker?
What is that?
Keebler elf. There's a bunch of elves in there.
I don't.
Where do they make the crackers and cookies at?
The factory. Tree? No, the Keebler factory.
Like Fantasyland, man.
Oh my, Zo. I have a question for you about this upcoming season for the New England Patriots. It is simply this. In your mind, do the Patriots have a better chance of missing the playoffs or a better chance of making it back to the Super Bowl? Which of those two scenarios is more likely for the 2026 Patriots?
Okay, I like that question.
That's coming up. Here are the headlines.
Zoe and Beetle are back with more on the Sports Hub.
Number one on my list of surprise disappointing teams for the 2026 NFL season is the New England Patriots. So two big factors at play here. First of all, you got to discuss the Mike Vrabel scandal that's going on. No, I don't necessarily think it will be a distraction for the players and will impact their play. But the more layers you peel back from this thing, and there are a lot of them, the more embarrassing it gets for the coach here. And I think he's going to be completely rattled by this and probably have trouble getting back to normal. This is a guy who's been universally respected. Now he's basically a punchline, and I do think that could impact his ability to be at his best. So the other big thing here, have you seen this team's schedule for 2026? So a big theme of the Patriots season last year was a cupcake schedule, bottom feeder after bottom feeder that they had. And yes, they absolutely took advantage of it. But this season, check this out. Bills, Bears, Chiefs, Lions, Jaguars, Chargers, Seahawks, and that's just on the road. So it's going to be a completely different story for the Patriots in 2026. And as a result, I'm going to take them to miss the playoffs.
Covers.com talking about Patriots more likely to be in a Super Bowl or miss the playoffs. Now, they certainly have a more difficult schedule in 2026 than they did in 2025. Pats were a top 10 team in DVOA last year, if you care. They have gotten better, which in theory means they are capable of doing the same thing they did a year ago. The capability is there. We always know, though, that's not how the NFL works. Very capable, talented rosters sometimes fall flat, sometimes underachieve. Last year, I think the Patriots overachieved. This year, maybe underachieving is part of the equations. Now, if you want some percentages on this, you got to head on over to Kalshi.com. If you'd like to know the chances of being the AFC Championship winner, right now they've got that at 11% for the New England Patriots. 11% is their probability.
Okay.
If you want their chances of being a playoff qualifier, currently at 61%, which would mean the chances of them not being a playoff team are at 39% right now. 39% chance of being a playoff, not being a playoff team versus an 11% chance of being in the Super Bowl. So just on that, there's a, pretty high chance there that they're not in the playoffs, 39%. Which one would you predict? If you had to predict one thing, they're either going to be in the Super Bowl or they're going to miss the playoffs.
Like bet my house on it?
Yeah.
I think you've got to play percentages and you got to factor in injuries, schedule, tougher, all that. Things could go wrong.
That's how I feel.
But things can also go right. And I'll give you a couple of the right things. I think the quarterback in year 3 is going to be the biggest factor here.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing I noticed from the other night we talked about, the staff are sticking together. When you're good and you win, people plug people off your staff. Look at the Detroit Lions. They lost half their coaching staff. They didn't even make a Super Bowl. They got close. I said, Dan Campbell's a way to do things. We got to get everybody. It's under him. Like they decimated that roster from a coaching standpoint. Everybody's back. You should be better. The team should be better on paper. Now that doesn't mean it comes together and is better. You know a lot of things, obviously. Change. Hey, you went out and got Chazon and those guys, and it went well for them. You thought it wasn't good enough. You went and replaced him with a guy from Baltimore. You drafted an edge guy in the second round. You had to go up and get because you were shocked he was there. That's a risk. There's risks. But McDaniels with May, and I assume the A.J. Brown trade gets done. Expectations go up right away.
Yeah, I mean, those percentages change.
Team. Yeah. Percentages will change. June 2nd. Take the day of school off.
I'm baking A.J. Brown in. It's Super Bowl. They have a better chance of going back to the Super Bowl.
No hard.
I just think Drake May's a top 5 quarterback. You don't miss the playoffs if you have a top 5 quarterback and a decent roster. They have both.
You get hurt, lose him for 5 games, that changes things. Like, look at the end of the year. If he's not the same guy, makes things much more difficult. But that's why you go out and you draft 2 tackles. They know they got to protect it.
I'm taking health of Drake May off the table, by the way.
Okay, well, I don't know that you can.
I'll say this. They're not 14-3. Like I said it, and I stand by it. I'll take a 10-17. It's better because you'll be hardened and better ready for the playoffs. That makes sense. Because there's no number 2 bye.
How many games are they going to win in the division? Miami and the Jets. You have both of those teams twice.
I think you're going to beat Buffalo at least once.
You'll split with Buffalo, and you should sweep the others.
So that's 5 wins right there.
To his point about a top 5 quarterback, that's like you do what you did with Brady. Brady was top 3.
The Jets will be improved, by the way.
They will. They'll be more competitive.
That will not be the disaster.
They still don't have a quarterback.
Got a quarterback that beat you last year.
Yep. That's a quarterback, their ability to take them to the promised land. He was there already, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Here we go. Just typical Jets.
No, I get what you're saying. You know, if you're Josh Allen makes the playoffs every year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With, a little bit of help from a bad division, especially in the years that the Patriots won 4 games.
Even when Buffalo's like at their worst, they find a way to resolve it.
Every year as a starter, he's been in the playoffs.
Yeah.
He hasn't missed. So if
new
you're
stadium,
that,
new stadium too,
then you're good. I also then look at like Joe Burrow and say, Joe Burrow, one of the best in the sport, but what a mess that has been.
That's what I'm saying,
Injuries, health,
issues.
Yeah.
Even with this offseason, I just think you're such a more buttoned up operation than what Joe Burrow's dealing with right now. You are.
Chris is in Baltimore. Hi, Chris.
Hey, how you both doing today?
Good.
This first place, last place schedule, the difference in the games that the first place team and the last place team plays is 3 games out of 17. You should be able to win at least 2 of those 3 if you're a playoff team, no matter what those 3 different games are. The big difference, the thing that makes or breaks your schedule is the other divisions you play. That's what makes and breaks your schedule. The difference between first place and last place is a total of a 3-game difference. Look at every team in the NFL. First place, last place.
Chris, I agree with that, but we can also look at the schedule and kind of project what these teams on this schedule will be, right? Have you done that? Have you looked at this and thought it's an easier or same or harder schedule? And I know it's still April, so it's very early, and it may mean absolutely nothing come October. But just based on the eye test, you look at that list. You're telling me it's the same as last year?
No, because you're playing different divisions than you played last year.
Okay, so you're just taking issue with the fact that people are calling it a first-place schedule versus last. Okay, we'll just call it a tough schedule from now on. So you're just arguing about the word, not even about the schedule. Who cares? Okay, it's a harder schedule. Tim McCone, Scott Zolak, let's stop calling it a first-place schedule. Okay,
deal.
That use a different term.
I use tough schedule.
It's tough schedule.
The schedule's tougher.
And again, it's April. So when you look at tough schedules in the NFL in April, by the time you get to the middle of the season, you're like, well, none of that came true.
So true, though.
Right? Every year we do this.
The Bengals is going to be a tough game, right?
Tampa.
You thought the Bengals with Joe Burrow was going to be a tough game?
Tampa.
Yeah.
Yes, every year you get to the middle of the season and you're like,
Baltimore.
Yeah.
Remember they used to run those great NFL commercials at the end of the regular season about all the stuff football fans were saying in week 1 or in the preseason?
I don't remember that.
Oh, they used to run these great, and it would just be.
That's good.
It would be an example of how stupid fans were at the start of the year, and how the league never goes the way you expect it to go.
Mm-hmm.
They used to run these great commercials. I think it may have been based around fantasy, but they were great.
Have you seen the Bill Burr thing on the draft?
No.
His stand-up. He's like, what is up with you people that sit there and watch the draft 24/7? These guys get I'd like to thank everybody for here. Been a fan of the team a long time. You're going to get a dog. I'll work my ass off for you. And he goes to the guys on set. This guy's a 3-tool player. He really gets to do it in the hand game. He goes, you don't know anything about any of these guys. And I laughed my ass off so bad. And it makes you not want to watch the draft. You feel like you're an idiot. Sorry, Barth. Hey, where's Barth been? Did Loth bag him? Put him in a zip-up baggie till next year?
I think the kid worked like 90 straight days.
So he's like
time off right
he's
now.
like an accountant on tax day. After that, they go on vacation. They debarked the place here. I haven't seen him. He was in every day. He was actually doing hits with us. Need an APB on Barth. Where's the Barth tender? Draft guy.
Without a doubt. Mm-hmm. Draft guy. Where would you like to go next, Scott?
Let's see if I got to read here. Oh, yeah, I got to read. I had to do Northeast Medical. Let me see.
All right, you do that. We'll regroup. McCone, what do you think? A little regrouping? All right, little regrouping.
This is not about your penis, this one.
While you're working, so are they. If you can call sitting around talking about sports work.
Okay, so what are we talking about here?
Zolak and Bertrand, the Sports Hub.
Holy cow, this JP Morgan story, huh? Wow.
Undefeated.
I thought we were regrouping.
No.
Regrouping.
How am I supposed to do this to what?
I thought there was a regrouping happening here, Scott.
Send that story to me.
I've called you Scott a number of times.
To me, please.
The story's everywhere today.
What if Milken was a sex slave? That wouldn't happen. Maybe it would. There's people
Couldn't
into that.
hack it.
There's people into that.
Oh, man.
The story is, now you have to tell everyone what it is.
Yeah.
What's the story, Zoe? Tell everybody.
So these executives at JP Morgan.
One executive.
One
executive.
They had lunches where they had a sex slave.
No.
Tied up downstairs.
That is not the story.
What is it?
A JP Morgan executive, Lorna Hajdini, made threats to an individual that was an employee that worked under her and forced him into a number of sexual acts.
Sort of like Jennifer Aniston in Horrible Bosses. The dentist. Yeah.
It was...
Come here, Dale. Get in here now.
It was racist in nature. It was...
well, that's not good.
Yeah, it was crazy. The story is nuts.
I just heard JP Morgan and sex slave over there. I'm like, what are you doing over there?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm reading some of the quotes of this.
Yeah, don't do that.
And the internet being the internet we brought it up because I was saying, oh man, there's so many of these Diana Rossini, JP Morgan tweets out there. Because they kind of look alike. There's kind of a resemblance there between the executive.
Side by side, yeah.
Yeah, the executive at JP Morgan who allegedly drugged a junior employee.
Who would be the guy?
So this was the headline.
Person here.
The headline was
George
was glam JP Morgan exec drugged junior employee and made him an office sex slave. That's what Zoe was responding to. Yes. And Zoe really enjoys that.
Yeah,
look at
into
him.
it.
Just put a giant smile on his face.
You're thinking about this place.
No, it didn't. No, it didn't. It didn't have me thinking about this place at all.
George Sepulveda, People's Champ.
You think he's the guy?
No. I think he'd be on the list. I think there's a list for everybody. I asked that about Milliken during the break. No. Look at him in there. He's cleaned himself up. Something's going on.
Yeah, a little twinkle.
Yep. Put Majori on that list. Take Majori over and throw it. Never mind.
Is that a regroup? Do we just regroup?
I think that's what it was. Yep.
You're back. We just manload it, yeah.
Steve is in West Boylston. Hi, Steve.
Good luck, Steve.
Good luck.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring up about Derek White again.
Sure.
Yep.
Who was the basketball coach, NBA coach, that said Derek White was one of the top 5 players in the league?
I don't know.
Kenny Atkinson in March. And Kenny also went on to say that he was the best guard rim protector also in the league.
Well, he's on Team USA.
All right, well,
he's valued.
If Kenny Atkinson wasn't just being nice and was talking about some of the advanced metrics that might make Derek White, be more valuable than he would be on the surface, that's a good thing. That's a good thing, because if other coaches and executives in the NBA viewed Derek White still that way, when did he say he said it? In March?
March.
Yeah.
I can't see somebody in March saying something about that.
No, he's right. March 9th, 2026, Kenny Atkinson boldly claims Derek White is a top 5 NBA player.
Jesus Christmas.
All right, so we all know he's not a top 5 NBA player. That's ludicrous. But just because he was being hyperbolic in what he said about Derek White doesn't mean that Derek White's still not highly valued by, again, a lot of people in the league. And if he is, then he is worth something in a deal.
Yeah.
Even at that $28 million a year.
Look, and you still see signs of that when he plays, right? The blocks that he has, the offensive rebounds, all that stuff. He just can't make a shot right now, which is kind of a problem if that's like your third wheel.
Paulie's in the truck. Hey, Paulie.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, A.J. Brown thoughts. I know his A.J. Brown thoughts, and that's don't trade for A.J. Brown. We've heard that call from him half a dozen times now. Joe's in Boston. Hi, Joe.
Hey, Joe. I'd like to change space, talk about the Bruins real quick.
Sure.
I think we need to score more at home.
Shoot the puck.
Zorov's got to stay out of the box.
Be patient.
Shoot the puck. And I think that Swayman, we can't put all of Game 4 on him. I think there's a couple of times in this series, including Game 4, he has a couple he'd like back. And especially Game 1, I know the guys in front of him were playing terrible at the end of that third period, but I think a little bit has to fall out on Swayman, especially if you can hold back on a contract like he did without even playing a full season as a goalie.
I'm looking forward to tomorrow night.
I don't know how that factors into this series, though, in the way that he's played. He's been great, and he has not been their problem at all. So you're throwing shade Swayman's way right now. I don't know. I don't get the point of that. I don't get what the point of bringing up his contract right now is. Do you? What does that have to do with anything?
No. Because he's a Vezina finalist, top 3. Vasilevsky, him, and who else? Somebody else. Skavdegin? Who's the other goalie?
Sorokin,
sorry. Yeah.
There you go.
So, I mean, he is garnering the respect.
Skavdegin.
Yeah, I don't. Skimdegan.
F you, B. You know what?
Oh, it was Kevin that's laughing at you.
Oh, really? Oh, I don't have 835 hockey jerseys, sweaters. You know what, Kev? This guy will be in the building tomorrow night. How about that?
What?
I'm going to a hockey game tomorrow.
Are you?
Another thing he's hiding from.
Why are you holding out on us?
Hold out.
You get this whole double life now all of a sudden.
I want to be there. He said the other day, Zoe doesn't go anywhere.
You don't.
Guaranteed I'm in the building.
Where are you sitting tomorrow?
I don't know yet. I'm going to a game.
Who
are you going with?
Who invited you?
Somebody invited me. I
a
actually
friend
asked.
or a work person?
I asked and I got tickets.
From the team?
Somebody.
From the station?
Somebody.
From the New England Patriots?
Somebody.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
I tried to crack the code.
I'm good taking a kid to the game. Me and him. We're going to the game. Let's sit there like a fan.
He got him from the station.
Let's sit there like a fan.
That's why he's not saying it.
You think someone greased that standing ovation, made that thing happen?
I want to get
slipped a couple into his pocket.
What? All the ranch dressing
RKK seats.
Got all the dressing you want?
Oh yeah.
It's going to be Zoe and Brody sitting next to Danny Kraft at the game.
Oh man. It's my man, Dan.
I mean, Dan's a legitimate Boston sports fan. You see him at the Celtics all the time.
Scott Zolak, banner captain? ?
No.
Why not?
What time should I leave?
Early.
How are you getting there?
Early.
Driving. What do you think? I'm going to take the train? I'm going to pay him.
Yeah, no. Go ahead and mock all the people that use public transportation again.
Mock all the common folk.
Have fun at North Station.
Okay.
I mean, TD Garden is the easiest of the sports buildings to get to on public transit.
Tell me how to get there.
Not even,
if I want to get there, I might ride the train tomorrow.
Oh, it's the
but
easiest.
tomorrow might be an all-timer. Tomorrow's day might be an all-timer for
Might
me.
be difficult for Zoe.
Yeah.
It's not direct.
It's not.
Well,
can I take it from the old building?
Yes.
Yeah.
Morrison's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really.
So get on there, and that takes me right into North.
You can take the train from Rentham. Where's the closest station? You got one in Rentham?
We have one in Franklin.
You could do that.
I have a train 5 minutes from me.
You could change over at South Station and be on your way very quickly.
I don't like getting off when I go on the other.
Well, that
stresses you out.
It's not a bad walk either.
No, it's not.
Nice day tomorrow, right?
It is going to be a nice day tomorrow.
Today is a washout.
I think it's going to be.
Let me look at the weather.
Oh, we can go to the
tomorrow.
Fan Fest that's outside.
I can go to the Fan Fest. Remember when they were setting Fan Fest up and we were broadcasting there? Like people are just walking under cranes. They had like no security. We were down at Hurricanes, remember, next to it? For the playoffs, Stanley Cup playoffs. They were like setting up stuff on that street. And, like fans were just walking under cranes and stuff. Like, what's this is a problem? Yeah. Oh. Starting to see the World Cup set up a little bit around the stadium.
Yeah?
Coming together?
A lot of parking.
Yeah, we know that.
It's just they're
limited.
Starting to secure areas.
You gonna Airbnb that thing out?
No.
Not even a couple of bedrooms?
Maybe one. Call it the dungeon. You come in through the bulkhead.
Oh, jeez. Here we go.
Jimmy Stewart was cutting.
JP Morgan over
Jimmy
here.
Stewart was over there cutting the moans. It's like, when you open the door, you're like, oh. What was going on earlier? Did you guys clip that sound?
You're going to hear more about it coming up. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Tomorrow. Yeah, you'll hear it tomorrow.
We couldn't hear it from here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it was, yeah.
It's going to be a part of tomorrow's Toucher and Hardy program.
Oh. Another bit.
It's going to be on Fred and Rob's coffee shop.
Morning Zoo
tomorrow.
bit. Nice.
Zoe acting like he doesn't listen.
He had me all over the Open today. I listened to their Open today.
They've been open?
Well, open to the show.
Early riser, man. You were up at 6, huh?
Up at 5:15 today, yeah.
What was it? What did they play?
The gurgles and the chewing. The QC Connects read.
Okay.
From home. It wasn't feeling great that day.
No, I can tell. Yeah,
I haven't heard that
picked
one.
up on that.
it came through.
Half in, half out.
Here are the headlines with Tim McCone. We'll be right back.
Last hour.